The Veterinarian's Stormy Journey. Every morning, Caius had a difficult routine. He had to get up at 5 o'clock to get to school on time. He would carry a bag full of heavy veterinary books across the village. One Tuesday, he couldn't find his keys and had to look for his glasses for 20 minutes. Finally, he actually lost his glasses and had to leave without them. Because of the delay, he had to miss the bus and then miss a class. He also decided to look for a job to help with his expenses. Caius sat at the stop and had to wait for a bus. To pass the time, he decided to get a newspaper. He wanted to find a job in the advertisement section because he needed to earn a salary and some extra money. Every 2 minutes, he would look at his watch and hope that something good will happen. When he finally saw an ad for a veterinary assistant, he started to look happy for the first time that morning. That evening, Caius was excited to get an email inviting him to the clinic for an interview. It was time to meet somebody for the first time. The head veterinarian, Elena. He walked into the surgery and said hello. He really wanted to say something to somebody important, and Elena was definitely impressive. She would look about 25 years old, but she had a lot of experience. Caius thought she would look like a model because she was very elegant and liked to wear jewelry even at work. Caius started to get nervous during the interview, but Elena was very kind. They started to get on well with each other after she told a funny story about a parrot. Caius tried to tell a joke back, and she laughed. Then he had to tell somebody something about his passion for animals. Elena liked him, and he finally managed to get a job. Now, every day, he would get to work early and wear clothes that were clean and professional. Working at the clinic was wonderful. Caius worked so hard that he managed to win a prize for Young Assistant of the Year. He also loved sports. He would win a match and win a medal with the local football team on weekends. Elena was proud and let him get a present from the clinic's collection. Once, when Caius forgot his wallet, he had to borrow money from somebody. Elena was happy to lend money to somebody she trusted, and he promised to pay it back. One winter afternoon, they had to get a message from a farmer in the mountains. A horse was very sick. As they drove, the weather started to get colder. Suddenly, a blizzard started, and the visibility began to get worse. The van slid off the narrow road. They decided that if they stayed in the car, they might get lost, so they stepped out into the snow. Caius tried to take an umbrella, but the wind was too strong. He had to avoid the deep snow drifts. They had to wait for a long time in the freezing wind. Caius started to get angry because the situation was so difficult. He shouted in frustration, but immediately had to say sorry to Elena for his tone. Elena looked at him calmly. "Under these circumstances, we just have to keep moving," she said. She was completely brave. Caius realized he had forgotten to bring something back from the car, and he even had to bring his dictionary because he was still studying medical terms. They reached the farm and treated the horse. On the way back to the van, Caius managed to find his glasses, which he had dropped in the snow earlier. When they finally returned to the village that night, Caius was surprised to get a ticket on his van for parking in a restricted snow zone. Years later, his life changed. Now he would carry a baby and take his children to school. He saw that his daughter would look like her mother, and he would often look at a photo of that snowy night. The horse started to get better within a few days. After that long night, Caius was happy to get home and just watch TV for hours. He would watch a match on the weekends, even if his favorite team would lose a match. He learned that Elena's parents had decided to get divorced when she was young. Now that they were close friends, they started to know somebody well, and even know something about each other's deepest secrets. Years later, Caius and Elena decided to get married in the same village. Caius didn't tell a lie when he said it was the best wedding of the century. Working with your best friend is a great advantage. Caius didn't change his mind about being a vet, but he decided to get fit to handle mountain rescues better. He looked forward to the day he would get retirement, but for now, they lived a long and happy life together helping animals.